USB sticks everywhere. One Windows, one Linux. One, who knows what's on it. Stop! One USB stick can hold every operating system you'd ever install. Windows, Linux, recovery tools, and boot any of them from a single menu. Quick thing about Ventoy before we start. It's free, it's open source, and it does one thing really well. It turns any USB stick into a multi-boot drive. You drop ISO files on it, it gives you a menu, you pick what to install. There's no reformatting in between operating systems, no burning, no extra software. That's the whole idea. Now, let's set it up. Alright, first things first, head to ventoy.net and don't go anywhere else because this is an official website. When you click on downloads, SourceForge window gonna open up and there you're gonna find the file windows.zip 1112 and just click on it. It's a small file, about 60 megabytes. It takes only a few seconds. Heads up before we install, this next part wipes the USB, so use a clean one or backup anything that's on there first. Now extract the zip file and open the folder. I put it on my desktop. You'll see a few files in here. Ventoy to disk is the installer we are about to run. VentoyPlugson is a config tool we'll come back to in a minute, and there's a vlink feature file for advanced setups, which I'm not going to cover today, but it lets you keep ISOs on your internal drive instead of USB. For now, double-click ventoy2disk.exe file and plug in your USB stick if you already didn't. In the Ventoy windows, pick up your USB from the drop-down and double-check if it's the right one, because once you click install, it's gone. Now hit install, it will ask you twice if you're sure, but you have to type yes first. So everything is normal, just confirm both times and takes maybe about 10 seconds. And done, the USB is officially Ventoy. Now it's time to make it useful. Now here's the good part, you don't need to reformat, you don't need to burn anything, just drag your ISO files onto the Ventoy drive like any other folder, Windows 11, Linux, recovery tools, whatever you want. Every ISO you drop here shows up about as a boot option, and the drive is still a regular USB, you can keep normal files on here too, drivers, installers, anything you carry around. So one quick tip before we boot in, a USB stick works fine for this, but if you're going to use Ventoy a lot, swap it for a small external SSD drive. Same install process, but 10 times faster booting and copying. It's definitely worth it. Alright, the USB is loaded, but your PC won't actually use it yet because your computer is set to boot from its external drive by default. So we need to tell the BIOS to look at the USB first. Takes about 10 seconds and don't worry, this doesn't change anything about how your PC works day to day. You'll see why in a minute. Once you're in the BIOS, look for a tab called Boot, Boot Order, or Boot Priority. The layout depends on your brand, but the words are the same. You should see your drives listed, your internal SSD and the USB you just plugged in. Move the USB to the top of the list. On most BIOSes, you press F5 and F6 to move items up or down, or you drag with the mouse if your BIOS supports it. Now, save and exit, usually it's F10. Quick thing, putting USB first doesn't break anything. When the USB is not plugged in, your PC just skips it and boots Windows like normal. It loads only Ventoy when there's actually a Ventoy USB in the port, so you can leave this setting alone forever. Now restart, PC powers on and finds the USB, and there it is, the Ventoy menu. Every ISO you dropped on the drive is now a boot option. Arrow keys to move, enter to launch whichever one you want, and there's the whole interface. Couple of menu shortcuts worth knowing. F3 switches the menu to tree view. If you organize your ISOs into folders on the USB, this shows them as folders instead of flat list. We'll do that in a bit. And F4 lets you boot your internal Windows from inside this menu, so if you ever forget to unplug the USB before starting your PC, you don't have to. Just press F4 and you're into Windows. So that's the boot side done. The menu works, but look at these file names. That's not how real toolkit should look. Next, we're gonna clean this up. Alright, let's tidy things up a little bit. As you can see, these names are too generic. I mean, they're too long. I would like to show them up. So let's go to the Ventoy folder as we already did. And we're just gonna need these file names, the full path of these file names, if you wanna tidy things up a little bit. So just click once, left click and right click, copy. We'll go to our Ventoy installation folder and click on VentoyPlugson. Click yes. So here you'll see your USB drive, and just click Start. Now you see that the device drive has been attached to VentoyPlugson. Here on the left side you see a menu, and the one that we're looking at, if you want to change the name, is Menu Alias Plugin. And I'm going to delete the old one and create a new one. So basically you just click Add here and set menu alias for a file. You can choose directory as well, but we're going to do file. Click OK. So now the file path, it has to be the full path. You can just type D semicolon if your USB drive is D, and just Control V to paste. And you have to have .iso. And how you want to call Linux Mint or whatever Linux or Windows you're using. I'm just going to call it Linux Mint. Click OK, and that's it. The configuration successfully saved. Now you want to make sure that actually this name applied, so you have to reboot again. Now you can just close this window and click Stop, click Yes, exit, and just go reboot in your USB drive, and then you'll see it work or not. So we're just going to restart and come back. Okay, we rebooted the system and we are back in Ventoy menu. As you can see, our name did apply, and it is now the new name, Linux Mint. You can click Enter if you want to see if it's working, and it's working. Once you click boot in normal mode or grab mode, it's going to initiate the Linux installation. But I just wanted to show you that, so it's working. Now, every name, if you tie this up and renamed every name, it will look much nicer and better. And now something really important. Quick thing about secure boot before we boot anything. The first time you boot Ventoy on a PC with secure boot turned on, you'll see a blue screen that says verification failed, security violation. Looks like an error, but it is not. It's one-time setup. So you press a key, you land in a screen called MOK Manager. From there, you pick Enroll key from disk, pick the VTOY EFI partition, select the file called Enroll this key in MOKManager.cer, and then click Continue. Click Yes, and then reboot. So it is 2 minutes, 6-7 clicks. Never see that screen again on that machine. Don't disable secure boot like other tutorials say. You keep your security, you trust the key, and you're done. Alright, let's do first real tests. Now, you have to boot Ventoy and pick Ubuntu, for example, if you like that. Then press Enter. It runs through grub, loads the kernel, and lands you on the live Ubuntu desktop. Note, we never wrote anything to the internal drive. This is running entirely off the USB, so you can poke around, test if your hardware works, even install software for that session. Reboot and nothing changes on your actual computer. It's useful for testing distros before committing completely, or for rescue work on a machine that won't boot. So now let's do the bigger one, Windows 11 for example. It's the same idea, different operating system. You have to boot Ventoy, pick the Windows 11 ISO file, and you're in the standard Microsoft installer. From here it works exactly like installing from a USB you made with Rufus or the Microsoft Media Creation tool. Just pick a language, agree to a license, pick a partition, install. There is one more thing about installing Windows 11 from Ventoy that's worth knowing. If your PC doesn't meet Microsoft requirements, no TPM 2.0, secure boot off, less than 4 gigs of RAM, Ventoy has a built-in bypass inside Plugson. It's under Global Control plugin. There's a settings called VTOY Windows 11 bypass check. So you just have to flip it to 1, save, reboot the USB. Now, when you install Windows 11 from this stick, it skips the hardware checks. Works on most older PCs from roughly 2008 and up. There's one floor you can get past. If your CPU is older than 2007, it's missing an instruction set Windows 11 actually needs to run, and no bypass can fix that, right? Above that line, you're good. So that's the full toolkit. One USB, multiple operating systems, clean menu, live boot Linux for rescue, full installs for new builds, and the Windows 11 bypass for older hardware, all from one stick, no reformatting, no extra tool, no extra cost. Quick thing I didn't cover today is Ventoy has a feature called VLink that I showed you that lets you keep your ISOs on your internal drive instead of USB. It's the same boot menu, but the stick only stores tiny shortcut files so you can fit more way operating system on it. Power user feature deserves its own video, but it's there if you want to dig in. If this saved you a drawer full of USB sticks, hit subscribe. I do these breakdowns on tools and Windows 11 problems most channels skip past. So comment what you put on yours, I read them all. That's it. One USB, every OS, and I see you in the next one.